Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Dr. Lukman. The next session will be the welcoming speech from Dr. Wahyu Jati Susanto as the head of Urology Department of Dr. Sutomo General Hospital. To Dr. Wahyu, the time and place are yours.
Acara selanjutnya mari kita dengarkan kata sambutan dari Kepala Departemen Urologi Universitas Airlangga, Dr. Wahyu Jati Susanto. Pada Dr. Wahyu, waktu dan tempat kami persilakan.
Thank you. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to my distinguished guests, Professor the Reader and Shigeo Horie. You are very welcome to these sessions, and honorable to Dean of Airlangga University and Vice Rector of Airlangga University and Vice Director of Sutomo Hospital. In this occasion, first of all, let us convey our gratitude and praise to Almighty God, who has given us health and opportunity, so we can gather here today. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Dirk the Reader from Belgium and Professor Shigeo Horie from Japan, who have spared their valuable time to share their precious knowledge in this program. And to Dean Airlangga University, Professor Sutoyo, who gave us this opportunity, all senior doctor in Urology Department and all the committee. It is indeed a great honor for me to welcome you all to the visiting professorship program. This event is scheduled to be held on January 7 to 11 in 2018. On behalf of the Chief of Urology Department, I would like to thank for your participation in this event. So I personally hope that our program will provide us an interesting workshop and scientific discussions which can further to adopt it in our everyday practice. And lastly, I wish you all have memorable experience and valuable knowledge from this program. And for Prof the Reader and Prof Horie, please enjoy the hospitality of Surabaya. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Wahyu Jati Susanto. The next session is the welcoming speech from Professor Dr. Sutoyo as the Dean of Medical Faculty of Airlangga University. To Professor Sutoyo, the time is yours.
Berikutnya mari kita dengarkan kata sambutan dari Dekan Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Airlangga, Profesor Dr. Sutoyo. Kepada Prof. Sutoyo, kami persilakan.
Good morning, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to express my hearty welcome to Professor Dirk the Reader, Catholic University Leuven, Belgium, Professor Shigeo Horie, Jutendo University, Graduate School of Medicine, Japan, and also for the Honorable Dr. Genetic Otip, presenting Rector Universitas Airlangga, Professor Nasruddin, Director of Universitas Airlangga Hospital, Dr. Anang Indrianto, Vice Director Dr. Sutomo General Hospital, Profesor Yuwono, Ketua Senat Universitas Airlangga, Dr. Wahyu Jati Susanto, Head of Department of Urologi, Fakultas Medicine Universitas Airlangga. On behalf of the Faculty of Medicine Universitas Airlangga, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome all of you and to address the opening remarks of the inauguration ceremony as a visiting professor today organized by Department Urologi. We are glad to have Professor Dirk, Ph.D. and Professor Shigeo Horie, who are willing to attend to this inauguration ceremony and also for kindly give a scientific oration. Hope this event could enhance on knowledge and experience. University Airlangga is hoping to achieve the world-class university in the year 2019 by strengthening many aspects, and the visiting professor is one of the program that has been our concern to support this world-class university program. Thus, we also encourage our staff, particularly for Department of Urology staff and another staff from other departments, Faculty of Medicine Universitas Airlangga in general, to increase their scientific research and publication to research journals, increasing the number of exchange students, staff development, and finally producing qualified graduates. Finally, we are thankful to have Professor Dirk and Professor Shigeo Horie in Surabaya. Hopefully, by this visiting professor event could give scientific lecture and guidance to the staff and students, which will be improving Faculty of Medicine Universitas Airlangga ranks, and also supporting the Universitas program over the class university in the 2019. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Prof. Dr. Sutoyo for the welcoming speech. Ladies and gentlemen, before we hear the welcoming speech from the Vice Rector of Airlangga University, we would like to hear a scientific presentation which is entitled Integrating Hospital and University Towards a Sustainable Academic Medical Center, How We Do It in Belgium, from Professor Dirk, and also How We Do It in Japan, from Professor Shigeo Horie. The first presentation will be presented by Professor Dirk. To Professor Dirk, the time and place are yours. Excuse me. This is the pointer. This is next slide. This is previous slide. Okay, thank you.
Good morning to you all. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Honorable Dean, Honorable Vice Deans, Mr. Chairman of the Department, dear friends, dear Lukman, dear Dr. Subadi, welcome again and thank you for the invitation, because it's the second time that I experience the Surabayan hospitality. I think that occasions like this are important and ceremonies are important, but also personal friendship is important in building a relationship between two universities. In the meantime, I've had Lukman Hakim with me as a PhD student, and at the moment we are having Yodi Subadi as a second PhD student, and we are discussing the third PhD student during this stay. So certainly there is a structural relationship, but also a friendship between both our universities and both our departments. I'm going to take off my hat because my gown was designed for non-tropical conditions. So allow me. So I'm going to talk to you about how in Belgium we integrate a hospital and a university, because both of them are a little bit different, but they serve the same goal. Just to point you a little bit around the geography of Belgium, because if you look on the globe, Belgium is that small that you will hardly find it. It's squeezed between France and Holland. So we are about 200 kilometers from Amsterdam, 750 from Berlin, 50 from Antwerp, 30 from Brussels, and about 300 kilometers from London or from Paris. So this gives us a quite central location in Europe. Belgium is a small country that was created in 1830 after the Napoleonic Wars between Germany, England and France. It was decided that there would be a neutral zone, and that neutral zone became Belgium. Belgium is a complicated country because we have two languages. The north is the Flemish region, and Flemish is similar to Dutch. It's actually a dialect from Dutch. And the Walloon region, where there's 4 million population, and there French is spoken. And in the Middle Ages, there was a large forest splitting those two populations. But as I said, after the Napoleon Wars, they were joined or forced to live together. So we are about 10 million population. 6 million is speaking Dutch, and 4 million is speaking French. And Leuven, this is Brussels, and Leuven is just east of Brussels, 20 kilometers east of Brussels. Belgium is known for beers. We have 360 kinds of beers, so one for every day in the year. We are known for chocolates, and we are known for surrealism that was invented in Belgium. It's a stream, art stream in painting, and surrealism sometimes helps to survive in the Belgian situation. So this is Leuven. Leuven is a small hospital, a small university town. It's the capital of the province of Flemish Brabant. It has only 100,000 inhabitants. The city center has only 100,000 inhabitants. And this is the library of the university, and this is the city hall that was constructed around 1500. And this is the old market, also called the longest bar of Europe, because it's one bar next to the other, and that's the center of the student life in the evening. This is our hospital, and you can see this part is facing town. This part is all the clinical departments, and these are the research departments and teaching departments. And you can see they are linked close together because we feel that this is important, that clinicians and basic scientists should share the same campus as much as possible. Leuven University is an old university. It was founded in 1425 by the Pope. At that time, the Catholic Pope was ruling Europe, and he decided where a university could be built or not. Leuven was at that time a rich town because of the textile and wool industry and could afford a university. It has been abolished during the French Revolution, and then it has been rebuilt afterwards, and now it's still thriving as one of the largest universities in Belgium. We have some famous scholars of the university, Erasmus, Vesalius, and Mercator, the geographist. They all studied in Leuven. Of course, they're old professors, the younger professors, of course, as well. This is just a night view of where the old market is, and you can see the number of students enjoying at that time the nice weather in the summer. So we have 78 bachelor programs, 205 master programs at the university, and 44 advanced master programs. And there are some characteristics or some specific ideas that we have about education. We have a distinctive vision on educational learning, a culture of quality which is thriving throughout the university, an innovative learning environment. Flexibility is important. Rules should never impede collaboration. Rules are there to support collaboration, not to obstruct collaboration. We have an international view, and there is, of course, a large range of education facilities. We also focus on internationalization. So international programs are important for us. There are about 3,000 international courses in English, 62 masters and 24 advanced masters in the English language, and 4 bachelor programs, some in French, some in Spanish. There are 7 Erasmus Mundus projects running at this moment, and we use ECTS labels. This means European Credit Transfer System. So people from European countries can study for a few credit points in our university, and they will be taken into account in their own university. Ranking is also a very relative thing, and I know that this university has the ambition to climb the ranking ladder. And Leuven University is at number 40. Tokyo University is over here. And I think that I'm looking for Singapore. Singapore is 24, is over here. So this means Leuven is not doing that bad. If you look at the European universities, then we become number 12, because the European universities is Oxford, Cambridge, London, Zurich, London, Edinburgh, Karolinska in Sweden, Munich, Lausanne in Switzerland, King's College, Heidelberg in Germany, and Munich again. Leuven is amongst the 12 top universities in Europe when you use the Times Higher ranking education system. This is of less importance. But it's not only important to have a ranking on the Times, it's also important to look at other aspects of the university to really have a feel of the quality and what they are aiming for. In Europe, we have a Horizon 2020 program. That's a European program for competitive funding for research. And it's a competition that is amongst all the European universities. So that's a tough competition. And you can see that Oxford, Cambridge, London, and Imperial College, they precede only the University of Leuven. And then you have Copenhagen, Delft in Holland, Edinburgh, and Manchester. So in that ranking, we are number 5. So this means that we are the 5th in receiving large amounts of money from the European Commission. And this is 170 million euros that we receive from the European government to do scientific research. Of course, this needs to leads to something. Output is important. And this is the output of the KU Leuven. We have 45,000 publications and about 827,000 citations in this index. And you see over the course of the years that this is the number of the citation that is going up, and this is the senior academic staff. So it's not necessarily because you have more staff that you have a more output. It's the quality of the output that is important, and this shows that actually the quality is improving despite the fact that the number of professors is not growing at the same rate. If you compare us to the rest of Flanders, we have about 40 to 45% share on all the citations and all the publications in comparison with the other 3 universities in Flanders. The thing we are most proud of at our university is the ranking from Reuters. And Reuters has a ranking for the most innovative universities. And there we are number 5 in the world. This is Stanford, MIT, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, and we are number 5. If you look to Europe, we become number 1 in Europe. So we are the most innovative university, and you see who is coming behind us. That's Washington, Michigan, Texas, Vanderbilt, Imperial, and then all the rest that is following. So this means that investing in innovation, investing in research is actually a major asset and a major advantage in getting higher in these kind of rankings that everybody is investing in. And the Reuters index is actually based on the number of publications, patent applications, number of citations of patents and publications, and the number of industrial collaborations. And industrial collaboration is very important, because our government is a rich government, but it's only spending that amount of money for research. The European Commission is only spending that amount of money for research. So industry, by collaboration or sharing patents or selling molecules to the industry, is an important financer of the university programs. And this is something that is specific for our university. And you see these are the European rankings, Imperial, Cambridge, and number 1 is being our university. So how do we do this? What is the organization scheme of our university? We have 16 faculties organized in 3 groups, and they are governed by a board of trustees, a board of governance, an academic council, and executive board. And then you have 3 groups, humanities and social sciences, the biomedical sciences group, science, engineering, and the technology group, which is quite similar to a lot of universities. I will just focus on the biomedical sciences, of course, and the faculties are medicine, pharmaceutical, and kinesiology and rehabilitation sciences. These are our research departments, very similar to what you find in other universities. And our department is part of the development and regeneration super department. And next to that, we have a doctoral school. So our doctorate program is managed in doctoral schools. And these doctoral schools will actually govern the type of lessons that doctoral students need to follow. And they will assure the quality of the doctorates and follow up on the quality of the doctorates that are being produced at a central level. And then we have the Flemish Hospital Network. I will be coming back to that because that is a major asset of our university hospital. There is something specific at our university because the university has the top or the logical organigram with the university over here and then the three departments, humanities, science and biomedical. But the university decided to delegate power to the university and biomedical science, the university hospital and biomedical sciences. Because this delegated power means a separate board of directors and separate management, but with a link to the university. And I will explain why. And a second delegated power is to Leuven Research and Development, which is the transfer of knowledge office of the university. And then the general management takes care of the two other groups, humanities and science, and has a supervising role over that separate committee that is working for the university hospitals. So the KU Leuven is one legal entity. It's just the KU Leuven as a non-profit organization with central control of humanities and social science, science and technology, and this is mainly following the educational legislation by the Ministry of Education. There is delegated authority to Leuven Research and Development, that's a tech transfer department, and they have a separate legislation but also a separate tax system. And then the delegated authority to the university hospital. It's keeping strong links between education, research and patient care, but this is mainly following the healthcare legislation and also healthcare funding systems, for example, for building new wings to the hospital. So how is this managed? Well, the board of directors of the KU Leuven has a rector, 3 vice rectors and a general manager, 2 student representatives and 18 external members from industry, from banks, from whatever. And then university, also the rector is part of the board, the vice rector of biomedical sciences, the general manager of the KU Leuven, that's the same, CEO from the hospital, 3 external members from here also sit in the board of the university, and then the representative of the Flemish Hospital Network, and then some staff members. So there are shared members between both boards, so that there is a close liaison between the university board and the university hospital board. So this is the university hospital. It's one of the only photos actually where there are no building cranes on the building side, because we keep building, now they are building a new building next to this one, and this is gone in the meantime. There will be a new building for research over there. So this is all clinic, and that is all research and teaching. So the university hospital is a hospital with 2 campuses at this moment. We have about 9,000 staff members. We have about 57,000 inpatients, 100,000 outpatients, and we do 700 outpatient visits a year and about 2,200 births. We do about 65,000 surgeries, so that's 155 a day in 33 operation theaters. We have emergency visits, 57,000, and we do transplant, kidney, liver, heart, and also small intestine in about 300 patients a year. So this is Flanders, and this is the hospital network. So to remind you, Leuven is over here. And these are all the hospitals that we collaborate with. These are 31 hospitals that are affiliated to our hospital, either to train residents from our hospital, but the main important thing is that we all share the same quality goals. So these hospitals must only do one thing, that is share their data about outcome of patients, quality of patient care, and this is benchmarked. So we are confronting each other with the outcome of our results, and this is leading to an improvement of the quality of care in the entire Flanders area. And we are linked by one EPD system, one electronic patient filing system, where the file will follow the patient. So if I see a patient today in Leuven and tomorrow he is seen at the Belgian coast in Ostend, this will be exactly the same file that the patient and the doctor are sharing and seeing. And the patient also has access to his own file over a website, and he can read whatever we write about him or her. So this is a very open system of collaboration which leads to a lot of quality improvement. As I said, we have about 9,000 employees, about 550 senior staff physicians and 1,500 MDs, 3,000 nurses, some paramedics, and then supporting services. And this is how they are distributed when you look at the biomedical science, so the university part. This is the academic professors, the Ph.D. students, the postdocs, and administrative and supporting personnel. But it's important to notice that 50% of the academic personnel, so of the university professors, also has a clinical appointment. And this leads to interesting phenomena. This is just a view on some of the labs, and this is our auditorium. So the biggest year in the medical school is now about 700 students. So this auditorium can contain 850 students. They are not all there, of course, but that's one of the largest auditoria that we have at this moment. So I said that this can lead to interesting phenomena because we are focusing on collaboration between all the departments. So basic research, clinical research, omics research, engineering and behavioral sciences, they should actually come together and learn to work together and learn to speak the same language of research. So this means that we are investing a lot in building bridges between basic research and clinical research, and this is being called translational research. But that, of course, needs to be translated to industry. It makes no sense of just researching something if you can never buy or never sell it to the industry or collaborate with the industry. And of course, it also needs to serve the patient. So also input of patient organizations is very welcome in this research. So let me just give you an example of my own department to make it clear. As a university hospital, we are part of the development and reproduction cluster together with gynecology and pediatrics. We have 48 beds, we have 8 staff members. 6 of those 8 have also a university appointment. That is only 5%. 2 have only a hospital contract. But everybody gains the same amount of money. So let's say that I gain 10,000 euros. 95 or 9,500 will come from the university hospital, 500 will come from the university. Another colleague might be 50-50, and he will also gain 10,000 euros, 5,000 from the university and 5,000 from the hospital. So the total amount, the total wage is actually the same for everybody, according to your rank and your age, of course. But the proportion, university or university hospital, doesn't really matter. It's just the same for everybody. This eliminates competition for financial reasons, and this creates a sensation of being a group and working all together in the same system. We are all full-time employees, so we cannot work outside of the university at all. At the KU Leuven, so the dimension from the university, we are part of development and regeneration. We have a joint lab facility with gynecologists and pediatrics, and we have collaborations with other clinical and basic science groups. With the TRP receptor lab, it's a lab for ion channel research. With pathology, we have a lab of animal urodynamics where we work with a core facility of small animal imaging. Stem Cell Institute. Prostate cancer has collaboration with 4 labs, the methylation lab, androgen receptor lab, lipidomics, and genetics. So never a structure will actually interfere with collaboration. It should help collaboration and not interfere with collaboration. And at this moment, as I said, we have 8 staff members clinically, 7 residents, but on the research side, we have 15 PhD students at this moment who are working full-time on their PhD. We have 5 in oncology, and we have 10 in functional urology, and Yodi Subadi is over here, and we have 5 nationalities. So this is also part of internationalization, is working with people from abroad, teach them how to do good research, and to build also a network of colleagues and friends all over the world, because this will lead to further collaboration in the future. So investing in international context is very important. The thing that I mentioned at the beginning is How do you get more money for your university? Well, thinking about technology transfer is very important. This is established in 1972. It's one of the first university technology transfer offices in Europe. And what does this do? It has a part in contract research. It manages intellectual property right. It funding spin-off companies. It promotes entrepreneurship and innovation. And it supports legal regional development. In 2016, we had 2,500 new contracts, either with industry or with pharmaceutical companies. There's a 122 million revenue from intellectual property alone. So some of the drugs, TPA, which is used to dissolve clots in the brain or in your heart, or coronary arteries, TPA was invented in the KU Leuven. This is a major milk cow for our university. This brings a lot of money to our university. And not only there is a 122 million revenue, but there's also an 874 million external capital investment in our spin-off portfolio. So for every euro that the Belgian government invests in the university, it's multiplied by 7 or 8 just by going through this process of tech transfer. So we attract much more external money and funding by doing this and by being open to collaboration with industry rather than being protective against the industry. And this is late 2016. We have 116 spin-off companies, 4,100 direct jobs. We have 7 IPOs, and this is the cumulative number of spin-offs that are being created at this moment. And this has a snowball effect. Actually, more and more people are now interested in starting their own spin-offs. So what are success factors to build this relationship between a university and a university hospital? I think that structure should enable collaboration between not only the labs, the individuals, the professors, the postdocs, the students, the visitors, and should never obstruct collaboration. If something of a structure is obstructing collaboration, you need to rethink the structure and not rethink the collaboration. There are clear, transparent rules and clear financial arrangements between the university and the delegated authority, including an honest pay and a transparent pay for researchers, doctors, etc., preventing excesses that people become overly rich needs to be prevented. Directors are being shared as liaison officers between the university and the university hospital. But most important is actually to keep the focus on the mission of the university, which is excellence in education, research, and patient care. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you to Professor Dirk de Ridder. The next scientific presentation will be presented by Professor Shigeo Horie from Japan. To Professor Shigeo Horie, the time is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, dear Honorary Dean, Honorary Chairman, and also Honorary faculty members and ladies and gentlemen and friends. This is my great honor and privilege to be invited to the very famous Airlangga University here. And I'm very happy to be here to have a good collaboration with my friends, Professor Lukman, and also my friends, Dr. Fukuli, who spent 3 months in Juntendo. So I'd like to talk about, can I start my slide, please? How we do it in both academic and clinical and Juntendo urology. So Juntendo is actually the oldest medical institution in Japan, which was established 1838. So the beginning is almost as old as New York University or Johns Hopkins University. And actually, back then, this Juntendo introduces Western medicine, which is Dutch medicine back then, to Japan. And the second CEO of Juntendo contributed to the establishment of the University of Tokyo Faculty of Medicine. He became the first president of the University of Tokyo Faculty of Medicine. And from Juntendo, there are several medical schools stemmed out, like Nihon Medical College, or Tokyo Medical College, or Tokyo Women's Medical College. I think some of you are familiar with those universities. And Juntendo is now located in the center of Tokyo, just north of the palace. And please start our introduction by video clip. Oops. So we had the opportunity to shoot a video clip by EAU TV. And also, I'd like to mention that Dr. Fukuri helped us a lot to create this video clip. It's okay. And you have a sound? Yes. The highest ranked departments of urology in Asia, Juntendo Hospital, the main hospital of Juntendo Group, is located in the very center of Tokyo. Juntendo Urology is especially recognized as a center of excellence for precision urology, which is supported by innovative research programs. Our urologists provide state-of-the-art treatment in a compassionate manner. Compassion is indeed the value of Juntendo.
患者さんは日本のみならず海外からも紹介されてきます。我々は患者さんのデータをもとに泌尿器科のカンファレンスを3回開き、診断を確定し治療方針を決定しています。治療方針の相談はシェアードディシジョンメイキング、すなわち患者・家族の価値を尊重して患者・家族と臨床判断の意思決定を共有する作業を行っています。
患者さんを人間性として見るっていうところを重点的に教育をしています。でそこが評価をされて日本の中でも順天堂の看護っていうところはだいぶ評価をされていますのでそれを受けに来たいっていうところで患者さんがたくさん来ているかなと思っています。
順天堂にはダヴィンチが2セットあり7人の泌尿器科医が手術を行っております。前立腺では手術時間を短縮し術後の尿筋性やがん根治摘除で優れた成績を上げております。
治療を施したすべての患者のフォローは原則当院で行っています。患者は定期的に通院し血液検査をはじめとする各種画像検査などを受け必要に応じた治療が継続されます。このほか薬剤管理や処方内容の相談、リハビリテーション指導、栄養指導、美容相談のほか臨床心理士や精神科医によるカウンセリング等も積極的に行い総合的に闘病生活の支援を行っています。入院に際しては早期の社会復帰を目指すことを目的に多職種がカンファレンスを行い患者及び家族への教育と退院指導また在宅支援や介護システムの導入もマネジメントしています。
We have introduced 3D surgical simulation and navigation system for robotic surgery. These approaches have revolutionized robotic surgery into precision surgery.
We run virtual simulation before robotic partial nephrectomy in the aim of tailor-made surgical planning for each case. We routinely construct 3D printed kidney model from the raw patient CT data. We perform precision surgery under image guidance. For the partial nephrectomy, we construct this 3D model using a 3D printer. We are now working on the establishment of surgical navigation by real-time organ registration and precise prediction of surgical outcomes such as the renal function by preoperative surgical simulation. We provide point-of-care molecular diagnosis to patients with advanced prostate cancer as part of precision medicine.
Precision medicine is an innovative approach that appreciates individual differences in people's genes, environments, and lifestyles. Juntendo Urology is now practicing precision medicine in urological cancers and hereditary urological diseases by utilizing next-generation sequencer and by capturing circulating tumor cells. Patients with metastatic kidney, bladder, prostate cancer routinely undergo molecular testing as a part of our patient care. Precision medicine gives us the resources we need to target the specific treatment of the urological diseases.
The Department of Urology of Juntendo University is the biggest center of autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease here in Japan. We provide precision medicine for patients based on gene analysis.
We provide good clinical decision-making to our patients. Research will enable you to be more flexible in clinical decisions, which I believe improve clinical outcomes and quality of life. Our work are published in international top journals. We have collaborated with many distinguished foreign investigators and top surgeons. Juntendo also welcomes foreign students, fellows, and visitors to develop their career with good clinical programs and research opportunities.
Juntendo University Hospital and Professor Shigeo Horie is quite famous in my country. They are famous for robotic surgery and precision medicine. That's what I've learned here. It will help a lot to my hospital and my people in my country.
Our goal is to provide our patients the best and at the same time personalized treatments and care. Precision urology is our everyday practice. Thank you very much for listening to this, and go back to the slides. Yes, so our university has 6 hospitals inside in the vicinity of Tokyo, and yes, with the total 6 hospitals, we have 3 million patients per year for outpatient and 1 million patient for the admission. And also, Juntendo Main Hospital is now credited with Joint Commission International. Joint Commission International is actually an American non-for-profit organization that gives the credit and certified healthcare facilities by assessing safety and quality care standards around the world. This is actually the first university hospital in Japan who has provided this JCI. And we have partner institutions, 54 in the world. And Indonesia, we are very happy to have Airlangga University to have MOU and have a close relationship. And also, we have other hospitals in Indonesia, like University of Indonesia and Gajah Mada University or University Bajanda Am. Oops. And we really welcome foreign students and investigators to our universities, and the number of students from overseas institutions now increasing year by year. So probably this year, more than 300 doctors visit Juntendo. And also, this is a breaking down of clinical observers from overseas institutions. And we have mainly from Taiwan, China, Thailand, Malaysia. And I wish more Indonesian people or doctors will visit Juntendo. So our urology department has 6 hospitals, and we have 4 professors, 9 associate professors, 7 assistant professors, 6 instructors, and 19 residents. The resident is basically 4-year training, and we also have 7 graduate Ph.D. students. And we are very proud of, we have #1 cases of robotic surgery in Japan. And also, we have #1 cases of genetic diseases, mainly polycystic kidney disease. Our department is center of polycystic kidney disease in Japan. And also, currently it's the only department which can learn precision medicine in urology in Japan. So our clinical expertise is robotic surgery, laparoscopic surgeries, precision medicine of prostate cancer, and the men's health clinic. We learned a lot from Professor Soebadi, and genetic diseases and stone diseases. And also, we are now focusing on home care medicine because Japan is very aging country, so government tried to introduce home care, not admission to the hospital, but more patient treated at home. And our research activities focusing on precision urology, which is precision medicine and also precision surgery to utilize 3D printers or in a robotic surgery, and genomic medicine, especially in the prostate cancer and polycystic kidney disease. We do research on the basic oncology and the men's health testosterone, and also prevention of cancer by regional functional food factors. So our residency program is 4 years, usually including 1 research year. But basically, for first year, the resident will work on diagnostic and many procedures like PCN, and minor surgeries like testicles and assistant of robotic surgery. Second year, in third year, they will do endoscopic surgeries and also mastering laparoscopic surgeries. Fourth year, they can do robotic prostatectomies and other radical surgeries like radical nephrectomy or radical cystectomies. And the graduate student program has mainly 3 to 4 years. If you can publish in the good papers, you can finish by 3 years. And we have students inside and outside of Juntendo. And we have many areas of interest in the Department of Urology, of course, clinical trials, studies, and molecular oncology, and the microbiome in the cancer patients, and the basic research on sperms and seminal fluids for infertility, genetics of cancer and hereditary diseases, and development of new medical devices is our also interest too. And we are also excited to apply virtual reality to the patient in many diseases. So develop a department as a center of excellence. I'm going to talk about a little bit practical sense. But #1, to reach consensus for every case. So we do thorough case discussion and consensus of clinical decisions based on guideline literatures and experiences or expertises, and completely agree with the Department of Urology in this hospital. I had the opportunity to attend the morning reports, which is quite stimulating to me. And also, a second thing is to improve individual surgical skills. And usually we invite best surgeon in the world, probably 1 or 2 times a year. And also we set the privilege. So each faculty member can have the privilege for a specific surgical expertise. And also to get training in other center of excellence hospitals. So we send our residents or fellows or faculties to other hospitals, including overseas hospital, to get more training. And also, what is important is to be a high volume center. And so the hospital should be attractive for patients from everywhere, including overseas patients. And also, we appreciate web presentation or media exposures, which is also important to be a high volume center. And also, most important thing is the presence in the academic society. So in Tokyo, we have 14 medical schools, medical hospitals. And also inside Tokyo, we have like 30 robotic machines. So it's very, very competitive here. So Juntendo located in the center of Tokyo. So we invite many best surgeons in the world, like Professor Steilman. He's one of the best for robotic partial nephrectomies, and we did the surgery together. And also Professor La, he's the best robotic surgeon in Asia. He has 10,000 cases of robotic surgery in Yonsei University, Korea. And also, we appreciate Asian working shop group. This is Asian Urological Training and Education Group. And all over Asia, we invite young residents to do a hands-on training. So I wish the resident from your university to join these activities. So what is important is, of course, the income of hospital. So this is the income of our department. And I came to Juntendo 2012, and income is luckily is going up, but this is very also important to purchase a new machine or to invest for research. So to make a significant research contribution in terms of translational research, I make 5 points. So number one is to have clinical questions. Number two is collaboration with basic department institutions or international consortium. And also to encourage to go to graduate school is also important, I think. And the presence of research faculties and obtaining research funds. So for clinical questions, probably the most important thing is constructing disease databases. And you may think about that electronic health record can help a lot to construct database. This is true, but also it is time consuming to check the electronic health records. Maybe a paper chart is much easier to take a glance over the information, to get the information. So you can construct databases from your pathology report, operation records, and also you need some collaborations to construct databases from your collaborating hospitals or clinics. And also, I'd like to say that to make an oncology database is relatively easy because you need to do long-term care for oncology patients. But functional diseases like mental health problem or avoiding dysfunction, sometimes it's difficult to pick up the comprehensive survey of the patients. And also, you need to motivate young residents or scholars to construct databases because it's a head of work. And for the clinical questions, you may know PICO, which is breakdown of the clinical questions. So patient, intervention, control, and outcome. And according of this PICO structures, you can make randomized clinical trial study or controlled clinical study, case control study, or prospective cohort studies. So for example, what is the risk of urinary incontinence after radical prostatectomy? This is #1 concern to be competitive to do a robotic radical prostatectomy in Tokyo. So in PICO, you can break down like this. In a patient who received radical prostatectomy, this is patient, what factors does compared to influence predict the duration of urinary continence? So we can make case control studies. The patient who received robotic radical prostatectomy and developed urinary continence or not. So in Juntendo, every faculty should carry the specific clinical trial or study to be responsible for the clinical studies. And from these clinical questions, you can make analysis. You can construct database, you can make analysis, and you can get the solution that the preoperative urethral length is significantly associated with early recovery of continence. So now you can apply the patient that if your urethral length is longer, you can recommend surgery. If your urethral length is shorter, probably you can recommend radiation or hormonal therapy. So this is another idea. This is a busy slide, but one resident actually during his research year, he collected more than 1,000 non-muscle invasive bladder cancer patients which he treated in a hospital. So he, from nothing, he constructed this database. And he applied this to the European risk group analysis for the prediction of recurrence or progression-free survival. But it turned out European risk factors did not classify well for Japanese patient. So he constructed the new risk group, new risk factors, which classified very nice, and we published this in relatively good papers. So to get a good publication, you need a good database. Second thing is a collaboration with basic department institution international consortium. And for example, genetic analysis, you may think, whole machine is very expensive and it's very hard to do a genetic analysis, but actually the cost for sequencing genome is now going down. So its whole genome is less than $1,000. Probably in a few years, it's going to be a couple of $100. So I think, of course, you can own your own genetic analysis machine, but you can collaborate with other institutions to do genetic testing. And also artificial intelligence is now very popular in Japan. And since, for example, we all have the same kind of cell phone, artificial intelligence can work on the cell phone in the near futures. So IBM developed Watson, which is a kind of artificial intelligence. And they have Watson Oncology, which incorporated many guidelines and cases, evidence, and expertise. And Watson Oncology collaborated with Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital in New York. And we collaborated with Watson Oncology. We didn't pay anything, but we collaborated and came to Juntendo, which is the first in Japan, and provide standard clinical decision on colon, gastric, breast, lung, prostate. But there's, of course, a question about adaptability with local practice, because Japanese guideline is a little bit different from American or European guidelines, so they should adjust something. But to collaborate with those artificial intelligence is also promising research field in near future. So finally, obtaining research funds. It's the most difficult part, but we have a grant from the government, but grant is now very, very limited. And of course, your publication really matters to get the grant from the government. And grant from pharma is now pretty much shrinking because of many regulations. But actually, to get the grant from pharma, of course, publication matters, but at the same time, your number of patients and also number of clinical trials is very important. And also, we are now focusing grant from the industry, and we can have endowment from the companies for farmers or even the game company, computers and the game on the cell phone. It's very, they are very generous, they have rich money, but they would like to do other things. They'd like to, for example, introducing interfaces between patient and hospital. And also gene analysis company, and because to do gene analysis is now getting popular among patients and also lay people. So this is my final slide. So urologist scientists in academic medical center will be curious for the unknown. Curious for the unknown phenomena, and should be open-minded to obtain new information, and also engaging in exploring the solutions and responsible for the training of younger generations. And also to sustain high academic activities needs, especially at least in Tokyo or in Japan, you need more patients, more urologists, and more research money. But I think what we like to emphasize is international collaboration is most important to us. And I appreciate Dr. Soibadi and also Dr. Lukman who provide me this opportunity to visit Airlangga University. And we'd like to expand our program more for mutual program in the near future. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you to Professor Shigeo Horie. The next session will be the welcoming speech from the Vice Rector of Airlangga University, Professor Junaidi Khotib. To Professor Junaidi Khotib, the time is yours.
Acara selanjutnya adalah kata sambutan dari Wakil Rektor Universitas Airlangga, Profesor Junaidi Khotib. Kepada Profesor Junaidi kami persilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah. Good afternoon, the Excellency Professor Dirk, the Reader from University Hospital, KU Leuven, Belgium. Excellency Professor Shigeo Horie from Juntendo University Graduate School of Medicine, Japan. Honorable Head of Academic Senate, Airlangga University, Honorable Dean, Vice Dean, Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University, Chairman and staff, Departement of Urologi, Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University, lecturer, supporting staff, and medical student. A warm greeting from Universitas Airlangga and welcome Professor Reader and Professor Horie to Universitas Airlangga as a visiting professor that were starting today. It has been a great honor to be able in the auspicious occasion for the awarding ceremony of the Visiting Professor Award. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know well that Universitas Airlangga has developed 4 pillars of excellences, namely academic, research, community services excellence, and well-managed university holding to support university recognition. At present, the university focus in developing medical and health sciences have given rise to the need of integrated learning design in academic, research, community services aspects. The integration involves learning activities in the faculty level, followed by research activity in the leading research center, and then implemented in the healthcare center and its networks. The learning activity involves the Faculty of the Medicine, Dentistry, Pharmacy, Veterinary Medicine, Public Health, Psychology, as well as other health science programs. The development of integrated learning model incorporated in our university we call Academic Health System or AHS as a system coordinator. The learning model is expected to increase the potential of the Faculty of Medicine and related health sciences faculty in higher education for achieving national graduate competencies. AHS organizes the learning process of students of the Faculty of Medicine, Dentistry, Pharmacy, Nursing, along with health-related vocational program. Integrated learning is carried out in health-related units such as a student health service center in our university, teaching hospital. We have Airlangga University Teaching Hospital. Also we have the Sutomo Teaching Hospital, Dental and Oral Hospital, Veterinary Hospital. And now the Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education together with Ministry of Health has approved the policy to support the integrative functions and network mechanism of this facility through the integration of the Faculty of Medicine, University Teaching Hospital, and State Hospital. The system therefore allows the learning process in medical sciences and health sciences to be aligned with the healthcare services provided by stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, as we learn together in this session, we know that the best practices from the Belgium and also best practices from Japan already exposed to us. Academic health system in Airlangga University coordinates multidisciplinary research, accommodate basic research, applied research, and development of the research-based that meet the need of the community. They also facilitate a research project that has low technology readiness level toward a higher technology readiness level by increasing transfer of technology and stimulating of the partnership with the third parties. They also currently developing herbal product, stem cell, enzyme, and also biotechnological product as well as diagnostic kit. In external networking, they also collaborate with the other universities through consortium. The network with industry is also found to be critical aspect. To increase research exposure, international publication, and access to research-based product. I think our Vision and Mission University similar and linear with both professor presentation today. In community services, SIN integrated multidisciplinary health profession provide the healthcare services in integrated service unit. The client of the healthcare services are able to obtain the ideal services. The hospital are expected to improve the capacity and conduct resource sharing approaches to improve the services. Ladies and gentlemen, the plenary talk today about the integrating hospital and university toward an sustainable academic medical center in Belgium by Professor Dirk, and in Japan by the Professor Horie are amazing talking and very valuable for the development of the learning process and outcome in the Universitas Airlangga. I expect that the thing talk already discussed can be properly implemented for bringing the great impact to our university and also the partner university. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we are looking forward to more intense tripartite collaboration between Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University, University Hospital KU Leuven, Belgium, and Juntendo University Hospital School of Medicine, Japan, especially in several areas. The first is education, the second is joint research, and the last is joint publication. I think I will finishing our talk, and thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih, Bapak Wakil Rektor. Harap dimohon untuk di tempat karena acara selanjutnya adalah pemberian penghargaan kepada kedua visiting professor.
The next session will be the honorary awarding to Professor Shigeo Horie and Professor Dirk, the Dean of Medical Faculty, the Head of Urology Department. We would like to invite you to come in front.
Kepada Dekan dan Kepala Departemen Urologi dipersilakan untuk maju ke depan untuk memberikan penghargaan. Tutup proyek. Terima kasih. Dipersilakan untuk duduk kembali.
Thank you, Prof. You are requested to sit back. The next agenda will be singing the hymn of Airlangga Part 2. The attendees are requested to stand.
Acara selanjutnya yaitu menyanyikan lagu himne Airlangga yang kedua. Para hadirin dipersilakan untuk berdiri. Hadirin dipersilakan untuk duduk kembali.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to the end of this event. To the visiting professor, Professor Shigeo Horie, and Professor Dirk, followed by the Vice Rector of University of Airlangga, the Dean of Medical Faculty, the Head of Urology Department, the Head of Urology Study Program, are invited to come in front.
Para hadirin yang terhormat, kita telah sampai pada penghujung acara. kepada Prof. Shigeo Horie dan Profesor Dirk Wakil Rektor, Dekan, dan Kepala Departemen dan Kepala Program Studi Urologi diharapkan untuk maju ke depan.
And to all the participants are welcome to congratulate the visiting professors. In the same time, we close today's ceremony. We apologize for any mistake. On behalf of the committee, I would like to say thanks for the kind attention and participation.
Dan kepada para tamu undangan, diharapkan untuk maju memberikan ucapan selamat sekaligus mengakhiri acara pada pagi hari ini. Atas nama panitia, kami mengucapkan terima kasih atas perhatian dan partisipasinya. Mohon maaf bila ada kesalahan. Selamat pagi. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kepada para hadirin bisa mengambil lunchbox di depan auditorium. Terima kasih.